and welcome to the J and K show. I am your man J Rob in the house. We got my man KO. What's good, KO?
Yo, yo, yo.
All right, you doing good, brother?
Of course, man. Always.
Blessed? I know. I'm the one who's blessed. It's all good. You still blessed, my brother. You still blessed.
Yeah, copy that.
Well, you know how we do on the J and K show. We talking all trending stories. We talking some sports, some relationships. We talking about whatever the heck we want to talk about. We just gonna talk. We gonna talk the talk. We gonna walk the walk. We gonna make it happen. We gonna entertain. All right, ready to kick things off, my brother?
That's what's up. Set it off.
All right, listen. There's been so much going on in the news this week, but I want to first start and talk about this Kelly Clarkson story. All right. So Kelly Clarkson this week, she had Whoopi Goldberg on the show. Right now, as you know, Kelly Clarkson has gone up and down in her weight. Right, talented artist, great singer. You know, she's doing great on her talk show. But most things that people talk about is really not about her talent, right? Not about how great of a singer she's doing and the talk show she's doing great. They don't really talk about that. Well, they always talk about her weight. The world is fascinated with weight. I don't know why they are. I mean, I am sometimes too, but that's on a different story that when it comes to women. But let me digress, right? I don't want to get into that right now. But anyway, so she had Whoopi Goldberg on the show, and people's always speculating about how she lost a lot of weight and kind of how she did it. And originally, she was always talking about, great diet, her exercise, just living a healthy life, right? And that's what she kind of attributed her weight loss to, okay? Now, just comes to find out that recently on the show with Whoopi Goldberg was talking about weight loss as well and about using, weight loss health aids to lose weight. And then on that episode, Kelly finally admitted that she used a weight loss health aid, a supplement, a medication, something to help her lose weight. Not Ozempic, because there was rumors that it was Ozempic, right? And she says, no, it's not Ozempic, but it's another drug like, kind of like that, right? The same kind of thing.
Yep.
Now, and I noticed that a lot of people always get backlash. People who want to lose weight, like, Al Roker has done it. Even Busta Rhymes has lost a lot of weight recently. And I feel like a lot of people get down on people who use Ozempic or other weight loss drugs like that. So my question to you is, now Kelly Clarkson looks great. You lose weight how you lose weight, okay? So my question to you, why do you think that people frown upon people who use weight loss drugs like Ozempic and others in order to lose weight? Do you think there's an issue with people who use that versus just doing it the natural way and exercising and diet or whatever? What's your thoughts on this whole story, bro?
I think it stems from the imagery, right? And the imagery and the pressures that it puts on fans and people at large to be like the images that they see in celebrities. Right, so there's history of where models and going Kate Moss and even before that, right, to where everyday people criticized or made comments on how there was this similar type of body which didn't reflect everyone else or the majority of folks, right? And by result of that, it created this body image kind of pressures on everyday people, women in particular, I will say, to be like that, to be what they see, to be what fashion and Hollywood defines as beautiful. So I think it somehow ties into that. I think more so now than I've ever seen in our history, at least certainly I've been alive, where it is accept me for how I am. I think Lizzo, Lizzo is a famous person that comes to mind. I'm sure there are more. The more voluptuous, curvy woman is far more viewed as far more attractive than or a symbol of beauty, far more than I think that's ever been in history. And so I think that whole drug thing kind of ties to that. That's the only thing that I can possibly think of, because it's not as if there aren't drugs or surgeries or some augmentations that are not taking place, and people talk about it in the open. Whether there's injections, whether it's suctions, whether it's implants, regardless of what it is, that's out in the open. It's in the sphere. We all talk about it. So the only thing that I could possibly think of is that it's not so much the drug itself.
Right.
It's just that the result of the drug, right? And so I think it's swinging things back the other way, right? To where that bar now kind of gets raised to, thin is going to be in again, right? Less than what it is now. Maybe that's part of what that is. I don't know.
But why do you think people care so much how she does it? Right? At the end of the day, she looks great. She looks fantastic. She looks really healthy. She looks really happy. And should it really matter to people how people go about losing weight, whether it's drugs or whether it's versus diet or healthy practices, lifestyle practices? Like, should it matter to people?
Should it matter?
Yeah.
No. Does it matter? Yes. I think people in general care about the journey. Like, they invest in that. Whether they should or shouldn't is debatable. But I think that's not singular to how one loses weight. I think that's just to the lives of of celebrities. People invest in that. So I think the better story through the eyes of many is, through a change of lifestyle, exercise, diet. Those were the mechanisms in place by which she lost the weight. I think the idea that she used some kind of drug aid kind of somehow knocks the bloom off of it. Doesn't feel quite as real, quite as...
Like she's cheating?
Like she's cheating, right? I'm not saying that she is. I don't even think she is, right? But I think maybe that's what doesn't settle with folks as well, too. And I'd say maybe a little subtext to that is you certainly hear more about it with celebrities, more so than it seems to be touching the normal everyday folks. Maybe I'm just out of the loop on that, but maybe that's the other part too. Is it because celebrities, famous folks, those that have a bit more privilege, if you will, have access to these drugs and not the masses? Well, if you know anything about pharmaceutical companies, right? Hold on, it's coming, right? Because they're going to make it accessible to everyone. But maybe there's a little bit of that as well too, right? Like you're cheating because you did this, but we can't all do this, Right. Yeah, I think maybe some of that has to do with it as well.
Yeah, I think people think that that they're cheating, and I believe with her, she went to her doctor, she did her physical, and her blood work showed that her body is not breaking down sugar as it should. Right? So a lot of her blood work, the numbers started going haywire. So she needed this to help to get her blood levels back on the right track. So she did everything she could. In certain people's cases, yes, they have to take drugs to do that. And if it's going to make them healthier, that's fine. Yeah. At the end of the day, can weight loss be achieved by healthy practices? Of course it can, but not in all cases. And I don't think people should pass judgment on people by saying just because they took this weight loss drug that, they're being lazy or so. Maybe they did try. Like, I'm sure she tried. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it really is a health-related thing. And you do need these drugs to aid you on your journey to health maintenance and weight and wealth maintenance, and that's what it has to do. So it irks me when people get down on people about that. It's just really unfair to me.
Well, let me ask you this though, because you bring up for health related reasons. Right. What if it's just for vanity purposes of vanity? Yeah, you want to look slim. You have an issue with
not at all. Right. Not at all. Now, when it comes to the vanity, I will say one caveat is, me personally, it's just my personal opinion, if it is just a vanity thing and it's nothing health related, I personally would prefer you go and try to do it because you know me. I'm against big pharma. I don't like taking drugs for nothing. I don't even like taking Motrin if my head is like exploding, right? I know you're the same way, right? You're like, we kind of stay away from that if we can. But I'm just saying, so I would prefer, if it's just a vanity type of thing, yes, try the natural way. It's way healthier. But that's what. But I'm not gonna knock the people who like me. Don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the blowback, if
Right.
any?
Right.
You think that she loses fans? You think that she gets unfollowed? the legions of fans that support Kelly? I suspect that there are those that assimilate to her because of their body types, and then maybe they struggle.
Right.
And in some cases, she may be their hero, if you will.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens with them? Do you think that she loses their support?
Nah, not for this.
Right.
Not for this. She got to do crazy things like other stories we're going to talk about. But she ain't going to lose them for this, right?
Yeah.
She is too talented. She is... Because if people really think about it, like, why do you really care? Listen, to be honest with you, there's lots of, as you know, lots of haters out there. And there are so many people out there and that hate on people who lose weight.
Right.
I've had friends I've known and even family who's done like, kind of weight loss type of surgeries and gotten medications, and friends have actually hated on them for losing weight.
Why is that, Jay? Real talk.
Because they want to be like them. They actually want to lose the weight.
Yeah, real talk. Because I'm thinking, right? I remember Luther Vandross when he would go down,
right,
lose his weight. Fans would literally say, "I like fat Luther, or I like heavy Luther than skinny Luther." I remember that being a thing.
I do. Right.
Oprah Winfrey talked about the blowback that she had right when she lost weight.
Well, she's given up dieting now. Oprah's done with that.
She's done with that. But I remember years ago, right, when she got back into those blue jeans. When she talked
brought
about
out that whole wagon with all that fat on there.
That kind of thing. She caught hell, man, behind that. What is that?
It's people who are probably overweight and they are looking at celebrities who do this and they no longer look like them, right? They feel like, oh, well, now you lost all this weight. Now you think you better than us? That's what they're saying in their heads. And they're like, yo, keep it real. Keep to your fat self. Keep to this. Like, why are you trying to change yourself? You're not being authentic. They look at people like that who've now changed their patterns and changed their looks. And they are looking at, like, those people didn't change. They change in a better sense because they feel better about themselves. Yeah, they lost weight. They feel better about themselves. But the other people who still in their shoes their old shoes, who are still, fat, maybe overweight, not as healthy, they're looking at them and just putting their nose up like, you think you better than us.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it is.
Right.
And it's just not fair, and it's not something that I think should continue, but people are going to be people. People are going to be haters. And at the end of the day, if people really thought about it, all they should want from their peers, their friends, their family, just people in general, is just to be happy. However that is. Whether you're overweight, whether you're Lizzo and you're very happy with yourself. This is how I think anyway.
Right.
If you're overweight like Lizzo is and she claims she's happy with herself and her weight and her health, who is it for me to say, oh, you need to lose weight or whatever? No, listen, I care about me, myself, my family, my friends. You do you. I'm going to do me, and I'm not going to push my thought patterns on how your body should look just because I think you should look a certain way. That's asinine to me. That's stupid.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's stupid, but there is something to that. I think people like to have this assimilation to the people that they look up to, right? And by the idea that you have this assimilation to someone that you look up to, and then that person that you look up to changes, but then the subtext to that is, I'm better this way than the other way, I think makes people feel kind of along the lines of what you're saying. Oh, now you think you're better now. Why does that have to be better? Why is slim or skinny better than heavy? It's something to debate, but I think there's something to that what you said.
Yeah, they want to be that way. They just hate us, bro. They just hate us.
Yeah.
Right. There you go.